the #1 player in Ohio, where Doorstop is #2 right now. But he's also on the same team, the Cincinnati Fear. These two came to the event together, they're rooming together, they're here all the time. But now, can that roomy matchup practice be enough for Doorstop to overcome the queen of Bayo himself?
Absolutely. And so we're going to be getting into the first game, and Doorstop's going right in, putting on the pressure immediately. But the thing is, Bayonetta known for these longer combos. So whenever Bayo gets in, there's going to be a lot of damage going on here. And so Doorstop's going to try and minimize that as much as possible.
Yep, the long, thin hitbox of ZSS, though, can make it sometimes a little easier for her to get out of these combos. SDI, if Doorstop's is on point, trying to find the forward airs, that's Doorstop's trademark with this character. He leaned on it a lot more, and Lima there just resetting, dropping the combo for a read. It's one of the main X factors for Bayonetta to find early kills, is where can you optimize, mix your combo routes into those downers, find those F smash reads, and cut it short for that extra oomph.
And taking that stock with a footstool downer, that's some Build-A-Bear type stuff today. And so Doorstop's going to go down the first stock, but still having stage control. But Bayonetta, not one of the characters that you can try and edge guard very well. Bayonetta will always be making it back, and those hitboxes are anything but small while she's recovering. But a huge forward air is going to take her off the side, and now it's back to an even game. The lead that Lima has is virtually gone.
I would agree with you in most matchups, Notch, but I think ZSS uniquely positioned between that side special, that power whip, and also the flip kick are great for edge guarding Bayo's pretty linear recovery, despite how good a hitbox it has. But it doesn't matter if you can edge guard her or not. If you can't get back down on stage, one of the big disadvantages for Doorstop in this matchup, we just saw it there, the air dodge. ZSS' air dodge seems average, but she can't fastfall air dodge. If she fastfalls, tries to air dodge, it cancels her fastfall. Only character in the game with that, and it's a huge mix-up that you just don't have against a character like Bayonetta to get down.
Absolutely, and Doorstop had found the first stock off of Lima and had reset the percent 0-0. It was an even game, but then Lima turned on the gas and took that stock with the absolute swiftness. We had a edge guard situation, a ledge trap situation, but all of that's gone, and stage control is all Lima's right now.
And the slight micro spacing, the crouch back, just the shimmy shake, trying to find the pressure, but not able to convert the corner situation. Doorstop getting juggled, but finding the way back down. However, Lima utilizing these high platforms. Bayonetta loves this stage because she's just so good at trapping you on those plats, covering those landings from the way those switch twists, those ABKs, is just cover anything. And ZSS, though she has the mobility, if you get pinned down, Bayonetta, one of the few characters who can match that and then just carry you forever.
And we had been talking about matchup experience, but Bayonetta, a very expressive character, one of those characters that you could take any which way. So Doorstop might have Bayonetta experience, but do you have Lima experience? But Lima gonna SD a stock, a big SD, but there is still a very sizable lead right now.
And the batch within, just using that late air dodge, you take a little bit of damage, but you also just don't get hit. So Bayo with that DLC mechanic from Smash Bros. Still getting retained. I like the forward throw, just trying to take some stage positioning. ZSS between that down air, between that flipping kick, very capable of finding these early stocks. If you can find the edge guard, you just need to line it up. Doorstop, though, trying to make like he's got that New England blood in him, try and find a little bit of a Mars stock here. The question is, you at 154, even against Bayo, you have almost no room for mistakes.
Yep, and there was a platform tech chase right there. Lima not finding much. 58%. Bayonetta also not an incredibly heavy character. So if there was a time to find a kill early on a character, this is the opportunity that you need.
And I love that delay there, baiting out the witch time, and then finding the grab, right, just taking stage positioning. Doorstop playing very defensive. Lima in the air, trying to find the way back down, has to force the air dodge out, and just drops through with the aggressive back air. Said, hey, I'm going to come right out of disadvantage swinging. You're not going to expect it. I haven't played that way all day. We've just been playing very movement-based defense, waiting for a mistake. Doorstop tried to get over aggressive to continue that juggle. Read the drop down correctly, but did not expect the aggressive option, and it's going to be Lima taking game one. But that one ended up being really close. Doorstop's composure was fantastic. You can see the matchup knowledge, and I think we're in for a good one here, Notch.
I think so too, and sometimes you just have to throw out these sort of aggressive options. Keep everybody honest. Make sure they're awake. You can't be catching people slipping in. A player 3? Never mind.
Hey,
never mind.
I was going to say, for those of you who don't know what's going on here, Pro-Con controllers aren't getting disconnected. If you use a Pro controller, it's great. I use one myself, but you gotta go down to the settings menu, go down to controllers, click disconnect, pull the switch out, put it back in, and then hold the X button. Get that controller disconnected, get it out of there, because the last thing you want to do is having the game pause mid-set.
But that's okay. Something that ain't pausing is the action going into game 2. And Lima's going to start off a big witch twist. Bayonetta is going to try and find a lot of damage, but doesn't get a lot for it. And that's what you need to make sure. You got to make sure the combos are tight with Bayonetta. That way, every time you get in, it counts.
I love that downward angle shield there. Right, you just hunt over, slightly reduce your hitbox. Bayo goes over you, and the shield's still large enough. It covered all of ZSS. However, Lima just able to keep that pressure on, find the edge guard situation, and getting this. Oh, what some SDI from Doorstop to find a way out of the situation. There's a full-on scrap right now. Nobody's able to really keep this advantage state going, but a witch time is going to be all you need.
A witch time on a Zair. That's usually an incredibly safe option, and that is a phenomenal answer to a Zair that's been finding Doorstop a decent bit of mileage.
Well, that paralyzer, absolutely nuts. Unfortunately, Doorstop just not able to capitalize on it. A little too close to find a flip kick. Tried to find the down tilt, but the way Bayonetta's stun animation is, she didn't pop her head up above ledge like a lot of other characters do. So just a little bit of a unique interaction there, right, to keep things interesting. Doorstop now just trying to swing, trying to find a way to rack up the percent, close out the stock with a corner situation, with a potential edge guard here. You have that chance, but you need to find a way in.
Yeah, and I feel like every time that Doorstop finds himself in a really decent advantage state, Lima's finding a way to get down excellently. But taking him off the top, the forward air is sending anywhere but forward right now.
Yeah, taking him off the top indeed, and Doorstop, they're just not quite DIing it properly either. Gave Lima just a little bit of a freebie. Back air, gonna not do it from mid-plat. Bayo's not heavy, but this stage is big. Tried to find the Zair into back air, but that combo, everyone thought it was true when Mars first did it, but it's DI dependent, so not gonna find its mark. Not this corner situation. Every time Doorstop finds it, he gets damage, but then gets reversal. Maybe he switches it back, but Lima's been the one good at getting out of the corner, and Doorstop keeps finding himself back there through his own overextensions.
And Doorstop trying to find a back air, trying to put the stiletto on him, but Lima is actually walking all over him right now. This is a very tough game to bring it back.
The combo, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to put a lot of extra end lag on Bayonetta, right? Each additional special she presses gives her extra end lag, but it's not going to matter when you put your opponent so far away. Doorstop forced to come in, and we see the Bayo gentleman there, that 1, 2, 3, finding the stock. Bayo doesn't always have those early kills off her raw hit. She's got down air, she's got back air. That kill may be the earliest, but they're hard to line up. She's got jab, which kills a little bit later, but is very consistent. And Doorstop there as well, trying to DI to the corner, but just didn't quite find it, so went off the side. Good stuff from him, good adjustments, but started to get a little bit over-aggressive, started trying to force some of those situations, and that's what Lima took full advantage of. The composure under pressure situations and scrap situations from Lima was immaculate.
Yeah, and I think the real adjustments were coming out of Lima there, because game 1 pretty close, but it seemed like game 2, Lima just had his number and more. And so we're running it back to Pokemon Stadium 2 again. Obviously, Doorstop comfortable on the stage, not thinking that the stage is the issue right now, thinking that Doorstop has stuff to work on in order to find this game 3. Best of 5 right now, and Lima's on match point.
And I think the scary thing here is you don't want to take Bayo to a smaller stage where you just can't get away from her. You don't have the ability to move around her in the way ZSS likes. But when you take her to a large stage like PS2, PS2 is one of Bayonetta's best stages. The platform height is amazing for her combo extensions. And Lima very comfortable here, right? Taking full advantage of that. Somehow that ABK, that afterburner kick, not finding its mark, and Doorstop is finding a way to start to get in more effectively, but Lima's just finding so much more of every single hit.
Yeah, again, we return to that, beautiful back here, but we return to that where you can get in, you can nickel and dime Bayonetta a whole bunch, but that's where it comes down to it. We need to make sure that we're finding the kills, and Doorstop secures that with a huge plasma whip.
Yeah, the coverage there was gorgeous indeed, my friend. The downward angled F tilt, that's a tech chase mix-up. You want to just try and continue the situation. You mix between down angle, dash cancel, down angle, F tilt, and you mix between grab there. Mars does it all the time, right? There's the other half with that dash grabs coming on out, just the slide through, finding the pressure. But ZSS, unlike Smash 4, not able to get too much, and the overextension, the bait, the pressure from Doorstop trying to find the confirmation is what's going to let Lima find the back air, close out the stock, and give him yet another stock in this game, but the difference here, Doorstop has the lead this time.
Doorstop does have a lead, and just like you were talking about mixing in those grabs, that's the trick to aggression. You start mashing on somebody, they're instantly going to want to shield. But you know what scares people into shielding? When you start grabbing them and throwing them off beat. But now this is an even game, but not even positioning right now. That was a big up air.
I was going to say, that edge guard was absolutely gorgeous. Lima jumped and held the position to intercept the air. You don't get the combo on that ledge grab, but you do put them back off stage, force out the flip kick, and then you still have your double jump and another up special to do it again, right? There was nowhere for Doorstop to go except try to drift back down, but had to go so low to avoid Lima's further positioning that he just ran out of space to boost the kick.
All right. We got Doorstop trying to find a way out. Parries into the boost kick. Those fire feet are going to send Lima off the side. We have a last stock game, and Doorstop's going to have to dig deep because you ain't got this game, homie. You got the next one and the next one if you're wanting to win this set right now.
Honestly, this isn't just a fight between two of the coolest women in the game. It's a fight between what would you rather have on your shoes. Would you rather have booster jets or would you rather have some guns?
For the neutral special, Joker uses gun. And Bayonetta's the OG in that department. And we're going to try and find a big combo. Lima's going to start up this punish game. Big witch twist. Goes for a double jump. Maybe a read right there. Doorstop going to find way back to the ground. Has Lima in the corner right now. And that's a huge back air. And that's a game 4 for us.
Unlike the last time we saw that Zare back air, right? This time Lima did DIN. Doorstop able to just line it straight up. And, sorry, down tilt back air. The DIN calling it out. But with Bayo, with ZSS, every time you DIN, they're looking for that backer. They're looking for that forward air 1, which we haven't seen Doorstop go for a lot of. Lima clearly prepared, not ever playing in that spacing. Doorstop loves forward air 1 combos, but his pressure there was very good. He kept the composure, and Lima ended up having to put themselves back to the corner again. We were talking about that those specials giving you extra landing lag. They don't if you grab ledge, though, and so you see a lot of Bayos do their combo and then intentionally fall the ledge.
So Doorstop just grabbed a back through and then just ran forward and jabbed. Just the 1-2 to bring him back down to the ground. And so it's Doorstop's game at the moment. Big punish right here. Going to get a couple up airs, trap the landing. Doesn't quite catch the first one, but catches coming down off the platform. Still a big nair and a juggle. Lima finally lands on the ground and then starts a big punish right here.
Yeah, I really like that pressure from Doorstop. The rising nair just to continue the positioning. The jab 1, right? Jab coming out on frame 1. It's very unsafe if it hits shield, but it's great to just continue that extra percent because there's nothing faster in the game. Once again, Doorstop starting to prioritize those positioning, realizing, hey, if you take Bayo's center, it's not even just stage control. You put her in the corner where she has to get away from you, so she can't prioritize these long combos. She just needs to take 1-2 hits and beat ZSS in neutral when this character just is one of the hardest characters to pin down in the business.
Absolutely. There's a lot of mobility. And ZSS, part of that group of characters that doesn't have a ton of like these long strings, true combos. But once you start picking out habits, you can start blowing people up, and that's when the real creative punish game comes in. And Doorstop's doing a lot of that. You see the back throw and then the wait. Sort of pressuring with position, but not quite doing a ton of attacks at the moment, trying to pin down these habits so that Lima can really, or Doorstop can really start blowing up Lima.
And we're seeing Lima now try and find some mix, the little shield shimmy there to try and get a little bit of extra space with it. But Lima's starting to try and look for some non-traditional combos here, or tries to find a single hit and then the non-true reset. Catch the Doorstop out, miss DIing something traditional, but instead it's Lima who gets caught out with the subpar DI, losing that stock. And it feels like Doorstop is just suddenly in this second and back half of the set getting a download for sure. There's nowhere left to go, and the SD from Lima again hit their second this set and down 3 stocks to 1. This one's getting out of hand.
Doorstop actually traded and had down aired a witch twist, and Lima just did not have the resources after that. So that was huge. That's some cheese.
Bro, I'm not kidding you, I blinked and missed the down air. That's insane. ZSS, yeah, she's evasive. Yeah, she dances around you, dinks you with the nair, the jab. But then she's just explosive, right? She hits you with a down air, a flip kick, a boost kick, a back air, and suddenly that could be it. The nair in, but the DI up from Lima got him out of flip kick spacing, but into the edge guard continuation. ZSS can just control so much space, and Doorstop, one of the best players in the world with this character at just putting you in checkmate situations. He's not as flashy as Mars, but what he does do is just hold the positioning, right? There's nowhere for Lima to go because of that DI up. Your 4-star down, ZS is holding below you, still with her jump. She has the up air, and she has forward air if you drift down. So if you push a button, if you try and jump, you're getting caught out, or you're getting boost kick.
And Zero Suit Samus, a character that can go very far off stage, a lot of options back to the stage. And like I had said earlier, Bayonetta, not an easy character to edgeguard traditionally, but when you position in that way, that you can start finding some big rewards.
Getting into the all-decisive Game 5 here in winner's bracket, my friend. And it's going to come down to this. Who gets to move on to top 16, that top 8 qualifier on the line, and who is going down to the losers? I mean, Lima's trying to give us an answer to that question right now, already finding a stock 20 seconds in. This one is just going to be, I think, explosive. No room for mistakes here.
Yeah, and what we really get in the Game 5 is Lima went up 2-0. It looks like there was some good adjustment. Lima sort of had the download. Now Doorstop has adjusted really well to bring it back to a Game 5. So both of these opponents know each other pretty well at this point going into a Game 5. So we're going to see a lot of habits being put on blast right here.
And I love the way Doorstop spaces at this ambiguous range to find these extra grabs, right? More even outside of the mix-ups, it's just you keep Lima guessing at what your burst options. You're going to keep yourself far enough away that you can literally just turn around and run away from the Witch Twist if it comes out. Lima doesn't get that burst option like against a lot of other characters. Doorstop has found a lot of pressure here, keeping Lima at ledge regardless of what it is, but not able to close out the stock, and it's going to be Lima racking on the extra percent. Doorstop needs to find this one fast, and the Paralyzer turnaround, that was insane!
My man read him like a book! I cannot believe that. That is huge. And that's the sort of thing that'll really put some wind in your sails after you get a read like that. So hopefully Doorstop can really leverage that, because an SD in a Game 5 like that is not something you want to see. And then after you fell down and Lima chased you down there and capitalized off of it, it definitely can take away some of your momentum. But that'll definitely give Doorstop a little to roll with.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, now we at least know that no matter what Doorstop does with one stock remaining in this bracket, win or lose, he'll never main pit because he can read.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we got Lima going back to the stage, going to try and find his way out of the corner and just continuing this punish game right now. A big grab for Doorstop, but not going to get anything off of it.
Yeah, Doorstop just not SDIing quite as hard as he was earlier in the set. It's giving Lima a whole bunch of extra opportunities. Doorstop just trying to use the flip kick to bait something out, but Lima's patience once again knows no bounds. Getting caught out by the Paralyzer again, but Doorstop not able to find the neutral air one in time, getting those jump squat frames coming to his detriment. Up air could have been a boost kick on that DI, but just opted for stage positioning instead. Didn't want to risk Lima knowing how to get it perfect, and this could be it. This is a terrifying situation.
Yeah, and holding on to that double jump to make it back to stage, but Lima's already lapped Doorstop in percent right now. This is a tall ask to be able to win this right now.
Doorstop there with a great DI out of the situation. The forward air 1-2-3, not the first time, but the second time finding its full mark. Doorstop, no room for error. 144 or Bayo very much in kill range. Jab gonna maybe do it, and Doorstop not able to find a way to survive. He came so far, and he tried,